Welcome back. Sky Sports News covering the draw live for the Champions League group stages being made in Monaco right now. I'm just going to talk you through the key groups as far as English clubs are concerned, because Group B is Tottenham, and as you can see, they're in with Bayern Munich. Group C, Manchester City's group, and they've got, well, a couple of away trips that maybe they might not have fancied, but they've got them anyway. Shakhtar Donetsk and Dinamo Zagreb. Group E, Liverpool's group. How about that? Liverpool and Klopp should be pretty happy, I would have thought. Napoli and Salzburg. And Group H, away down there, we have Chelsea, Ajax and Valencia. And just out the hat, moments ago, joining Tottenham in Group B alongside Bayern Munich, Olympiacos. So I would have thought Tottenham would be all right with that as well. Paul Robinson, Frank Sinclair, Stephen Warnock and Sean Goater are with us here in the studios of Sky Sports News as the balls come out of the hat. Wesley Sneijder and Peter Cech over in Monaco doing the draw for UEFA tonight. But some very, very interesting pairings tonight at the group stage. Yes, indeed. Let's talk, Frank. Chelsea, Ajax and Valencia. I tell you what, if you're a fan, this is what the Champions League is all about, because you've got a trip to Amsterdam and you've got a trip to Valencia. And from Frank's point of view, it ain't too bad either.
No, not at all. I think, you know, first and foremost, you look at the opposition as a team and how difficult they're going to be. Obviously, the fans will be planning their trips away, and obviously to go to somewhere like Valencia it will be terrific. You know, not too far away for the Ajax game as well. Great place. They'll certainly enjoy that, but you know, as far as the Chelsea staff, it's all about the opposition and, you know, how difficult it will be to overcome them and win that group and get through as comfortably as possible.
Stephen, to my right, Stephen Warnock with us this evening. From a Liverpool viewpoint, not bad. Napoli came out first and joined them in Group E, and then Salzburg. And I remember Salzburg from last season. They're all right. They're no world beaters, though. No,
I think when you look at pot three and the clubs that could have come out, Inter Milan, Valencia, Lyon, I think when you look at Salzburg, winners of the Austrian League, but are they strong enough for Liverpool? I don't think Liverpool will fear them, which is what you always look at when you come out of a pot. And will Salzburg fear going to Anfield? 100% they will.
Now, Sean Goater, while Frank Sinclair is lazing around Amsterdam and Valencia, if you pair up with your Manchester City people, you're off to Donetsk and you're also off to Zagreb.
Yes.
But again, from Pep's point of view, that's all right. He's going to take that.
Yes, he'll be very pleased with the draw. Again, two teams, City's more than capable of winning and getting comfortable results and essentially getting the boys ticking over in terms of good performances and having a consistent game. So City be pleased. City fans may even go and catch a Chelsea game. But not being too arrogant. But no, City be pleased with that. Yes, it's a bit of a journey, so as a fan, wouldn't be too pleased. But again, to go those places is better to go this time of the year as opposed to February.
For sure. Paul Robinson, when you look at Group B, Tottenham are in with Bayern Munich and also in with Olympiacos. Bayern Munich, yeah, that's a major challenge. Olympiacos, not so.
No, happy with that one. You look at the Bayern Munich draw, likelihood of them getting an easy draw. It was always going to be tough because they're in pot two. They were likely to get one of the big boys. Bayern Munich, OK, they have to take that. It's a task that they take on. It's going to be a tough task, but I don't think it's one that they can't surpass. I think they're a beatable team. I think the way that Pochettino sets his team up away from home, they'll go there and they can get a result. They're more than capable of getting a result there. We saw what they did last year in the Champions League, and Olympiacos is an excellent draw for them.
Guys, the draw for pot 4 is just starting, so this obviously will be the completion of all the 8 groups as they come out. Paul, I'm kind of in agreement with you. Frank, do you agree with Paul on that one? I reckon Tottenham could go to the likes of Bayern Munich and get something.
Be difficult, but yeah, they'll go into it confident. Listen, they got to the final last time round, so they'll have a certain amount of confidence going into it. You know, I think they've strengthened the squad. OK, it's not really gelled at the moment, but they'll only get better as the season goes along. The new players that Tottenham have brought into the side, but I'm just looking at that Group F there: Barca, Dortmund, and Inter. You know, if you're in that pot 4, like coming in, you're looking at Group F through your fingers. That is a group from hell. That
it is indeed. Manchester City City, Sean Goater, incidentally, have just been joined. The complete setup in Group C sees Atalanta join them. So the Italians, Atalanta in there.
Yeah, can I jump in?
Yeah.
No, this is. I'm very pleased with that. City will be pleased with that. I think you gain momentum looking at those games, and it's just come out brilliantly. I just think it's a superb draw for City.
I've got to say to you, Stephen, I look at that group and I can't see City losing a game.
No, I mean, on paper you look at it that way, but Atalanta are a strong team in the Italian league. Beat AC Milan to get into the qualifying of the Champions League and to progress. So I don't think it'll be a pushover. It's never easy going to Italy to try and beat teams on their own turf.
Yeah, there's always a danger at the group stages, Paul, when we get carried away and we think, well, that is the kind of group that they would have wanted. Might not be.
No,
you can never know what twist and turn will happen.
No, teams are in the Champions League for a reason, and it's always difficult to go away in the Champions League. But you look at that City group that they've got, and I think if you looked at their easiest possible group that they could have possibly drawn before the draw was made, I don't think that would be far away from the ideal group that they'd have wanted, to be honest.
Can you believe Group F, incidentally? I'm just looking at it there, Frank. You've got Barcelona, Dortmund and Inter Milan.
Yeah, that's a group from hell.
Whoever comes out of pot 4 and ends up in there, may as well just stay at home.
Yeah, they've massively had one, whoever gets in that Group F there. You know, you just look at the group and you think, if you start trying to plan for points, where do you start? You know what I mean? Where do you start planning for points there?
Yeah.
Very difficult group.
Lokomotiv Moscow have just found out that they are in with Juventus and Atletico Madrid. So, yeah, to be quite honest, good luck with that. Lokomotiv Moscow in with Bayer Leverkusen, Atletico Madrid and Juventus. That is Group D. We've still to find out who Tottenham are going to get in Group B, who Chelsea are going to get in Group H, and who Liverpool are going to get in Group E. So, still a bit of reaction to come from us. Certainly, as Peter Cech, a bit of a delay in the proceedings. I would think at the moment, who is happiest? I think Pep's happiest, isn't he?
Yes, by far. I think, again, you don't take for granted the teams you're playing, but at the same time, City will do their homework on the teams. Shakhtar Donetsk, they played last season, got comfortable results against them, home and away. And I think City will be very pleased with this draw.
OK, as the complete group for Group F is made, and Slavia Prague are in with Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund and Inter Milan. And Slavia Prague must be wondering, what on earth have we done to deserve that? Stay with us. When we come back, the other side of the break, we'll have all of the groups complete for you, and the boys and myself will have a look at them come that time. So they're getting through it. It's almost there in Monaco, and when we come back, we'll know who has got a who in this Champions League group stage draw. Welcome back. So now we know the draw for the group stages of the Champions League has been made and it is now complete. What should we do? Let's point out the English teams in it and who they've got, and then we'll look elsewhere. So Group B, Tottenham in there. They're with Bayern Munich. They're with Olympiacos, and they are with Red Star Belgrade. Beside them, Group C, Manchester City's group, and they're in with Shakhtar Donetsk, Dinamo Zagreb and Atalanta. Sean Goter is very happy with that. What about Group E? The Champions League winners, of course, in Madrid. Liverpool are in with Napoli, Salzburg and the Belgians Genk. And down there, bottom right, Group H came out, and it is unfolded to be Chelsea, Ajax, Valencia and Lille. Elsewhere, Group A, PSG are in with Real Madrid, Club Bruges and the Turkish club Galatasaray. Way along there, Group D, Juventus. It means Cristiano Ronaldo will be heading back to Madrid to face Atletico Madrid. Bayer Leverkusen are in there, and so too Lokomotiv Moscow. Good luck with Moscow in the depths of winter. Group F, how about that? If you're a Slavia Prague player sitting at home at the moment, you're thinking, oh, why should we bother? Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan and Slavia Prague. But they're in there, and it's a phenomenal group, isn't it? Group G, Zenit St. Petersburg, Benfica, Lyon and RB Leipzig. So that's how it's unfolded. Paul Robinson, Frank Sinclair, Stephen Warnock and Sean Goter are with me here in studio at Sky Sports News this evening. Stephen, I think we should start with the champions, of course, Liverpool. Group E, Napoli, Salzburg and Genk. Apart from Napoli, which, you know, obviously will be a tough proposition, I would have thought Jurgen's happy with that. I
think both him and Ancelotti will be very pleased. I think they'll think that they can both go throughout the group. When you've got the opposite, or the quality of sort of two teams in every group going through, I don't think it actually matters this season whether you finish top or second either. So it's one of them groups. As long as you progress out of it, then Liverpool will be happy.
The man beside you, Sean Goter, you were punching the air. I mean, if Pep could have picked his group, probably this is how it would have emerged. Manchester City are in with Shakhtar Donetsk. They know all about them, as you rightly said, Sean. Dinamo Zagreb and Atalanta. I mean, it's City's group, isn't it?
Well, yes, City will go about business in the right way, and as we're seeing City play other teams, when they get a few goals, they don't ease off, they keep going, and I think, you know, more importantly, he'll look to come out of these group stages of being able to concede very little. I think last season in the group stages, City conceded, I think it was 6 goals. So we know they're going to score goals, but can they come out conceding less goals? Well, I think to Liverpool, for instance, Liverpool they conceded, I think, 4 goals, obviously because of that great defence they have. So I think more importantly, can they come out of it with conceding a little amount of goals? We know City's going to be scoring 2 and 3 goals and possibly more against some of these teams.
Frank, I'll turn to you and we'll concentrate on matters Chelsea. And we can have an open discussion about the lot later on. I would have thought Lamps is happy with this. Chelsea are in with Ajax, Valencia and Lille. Certainly, I spoke to Jose Font the other day. Remember him? Of course, yes, he was here with Southampton and then West Ham. He plays for Lille. And he was saying the danger man they had was Pepe, who's now gone to Arsenal. Yeah. So, you know, he no doubt will be thinking tonight, well, this is tough for them. But from a Chelsea viewpoint, this is good.
Yeah, I think very pleasing, the draw, but you obviously be careful of what you wish for. But obviously Ajax was a surprise package I mentioned earlier last season. They're not the same team going into this season. The star players have gone from that team, even though they are young boys. But, you know, for Chelsea, it'd be interesting to see how they tackle this competition, because last season, winning the Europa League, Chelsea pretty much played with 2 different teams in both the competitions, and you know Giroud had an excellent European competition last season, being the top scorer in the Europa League. So he'll be going to this game, into this competition, looking very much forward to it. Absolutely.
Group B, Bayern Munich, Tottenham, Olympiacos and Red Star Belgrade. Paul Robinson, how do you feel? Is it a mixed bag there, or are you quite comfortable with it?
No, slightly uncomfortable. The Red Star Belgrade one troubles me a little bit. As I said earlier, we were always going to get one of the big ones, being in pot 2. So it's, you know, you have to take that. Olympiacos, yes, happy with that. Red Star Belgrade, I was talking to Stephen earlier, they're obviously a very strong team at home. I think they've got a very, very good record at home. Beat Liverpool there last year. So that's a potential, for want of a better phrase, a banana skin. But this competition's seeded for a reason. It's heavily weighted to help the stronger teams through. When you look at it, that two teams from the group should go through, you would like to fancy that the top 2 teams in each group should go through. But it doesn't always happen like that.
We'll do that. Before we go shortly, we'll have I'll look at the 4 groups with the English clubs, and we'll select the 2 to go through as we think. That's a good point that Paul made. I'll pick up on it, Stephen. Red Star Belgrade. The one thing you know you're going to get when you go there are very, very passionate fans. Yeah,
it's a very hostile place. They're part-timers as well, and you think that they beat the European champions last year.
Are they part-timers?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of guys who I think there was plumbers playing last year and things like that. So, I mean, that's impressive in itself, but to have a home record like that, it says that it's a hostile place, it's a tough environment to go to. The pitch isn't going to be great, it's not going to be your typical sort of Anfield or Old Trafford, whatever it might be. It's going to be a bobbly pitch, and how you fare on them pitches.
So Harry Kane's going to come up against a Belgrade plumber. They can be dangerous at the back post, Sean, as you know. Yes. The group, for me, that just boggles the mind is Group F. When this came out, we looked at it and we thought, what poor club wants to go into that, coming out of pot 4? And the club that came out of pot 4, as you can now see, was Slavia Prague, in with Barcelona, Dortmund and Inter Milan. I mean, that's one heck of a group. But having said that, you never know who will knock out who.
No, it's a great group, isn't it? I mean, if you're looking at it from one of our team's point of view, it's great because you know one of the big teams is going out.
That's a great point.
So when you're knocking a team out, that's great for you as well. But it's going to be great to watch. Barcelona have strengthened. Will they add Neymar? Inter Milan, they've got Sanchez, Lukaku, Godin, who's gone in there as well. So they've strengthened, over 100 million spent on their squad. What a group.
That's
Brilliant.
some team to be in pot 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what, and when a team like that turns up in pot 3, that's how you get a group like that.
Yeah.
The only person that I think that will be rubbing their hands tonight with Group F is Conte, because I believe that he's got a massive challenge coming towards him, and you know he's got that tempo that he likes his team to play at. He'll feel that he can unsettle Dortmund and especially Barcelona with the type of football that he plays. And not only that, but it's getting his reputation back in order after, obviously, the way that he left Chelsea Football Club. I think he'll be rubbing his hands and looking at that as a task, but one that he'll be looking forward to.
Shall we, before we go to the odds, Sean, let's whiz through. Give me the top 2. Give me the top 2 in each. Oh, there are the odds, actually, going into it. And now we know. Manchester City, we knew before it, and they have remained favourites to go all the way and win this thing. 10-3 they are. Barcelona, second favourites to win it, 5-1. Liverpool, of course, last season's champions, third favourites at 13-2, and then it goes down and you get Tottenham 25-1 alongside Chelsea 25-1. Let's go through each group involving the English clubs then. Sean, I'll start with you. Group C, we've got Manchester City, Shakhtar, Dinamo Zagreb and Atalanta. Give me your top 2 out of that one. Who's going to emerge as the top 2?
Well, City, obviously, and I would probably go with Atalanta. I think, you know, the Italian teams and how they are, I haven't followed them too much, but you just know the Italian teams, they know how to just defend the league, get a lead, defend it, and see themselves through. So I would imagine it would be Atalanta.
Stephen Warnock, Group E, Liverpool, Napoli, Salzburg and Genk. I think we probably know the answer to this, do we?
I think it'll probably stand as it came out. I think Liverpool will win the group and Napoli will come second.
Yeah. Same with you, Frank. When you look at Chelsea, Ajax, Valencia and Lille, what kind of